You know, if I was looking for a real product rather than a meme that destroyed the mobile division of the company that made it, I might consider the OnePlus Open. I mean, I'm not. This is making me very, very happy right now. But if I was looking for something like that, let's take a look at what I would be getting. This is OnePlus/Oppo's new fold that boasts the lightest weight out of any foldable on the market, and that's still pretty heavy, but that's for a device that has a gigantic, nearly creaseless screen. Wow. That is really impressive. Not to mention, what about second screen? And that is only about the same weight as an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Oh my gosh. They have what might be the largest camera bump that I have ever seen. Are they sure they collaborated with Hasselblad on this and not the Ming Dynasty? Because they made that wall that's visible from space, like this hump. Okay, that was a bit of a reach. Anyway, let's have a look at what's included in the package. I got a Super VOOC charger. This will apparently charge the device in about 42 flippin' minutes. It doesn't have wireless charging, and that fast wired charging was part of their justification for it, along with keeping weight down. But I gotta say, I'm kind of wondering if the reason is that it wouldn't sit on a wireless charger. Yeah. Okay, what else we got in here? Did they include a case, really? Doesn't surprise me they were able to include it. I mean, look how much material they didn't have to have here. Hold on, to be fair, it is really hard to make a good case for a folding device. Speaking of phone cases, you can go check out our sponsor dbrand if you hate money. We'll talk a little bit more about their products later. Oh, wow. It was in my notes that there's some controversy around the device because people don't like that they can't use it just unfolded and sitting on the desk. And I was like, well, why couldn't you do that? I personally am more into the taller foldable form factor. I can turn it sideways when I want to enjoy content, and having something more square means that for watching TV or watching movies, I'm only actually getting about the same screen real estate as if I didn't have a foldable, but I can see the justification for this if you're more into productivity. I am really liking this front display though. Wow. That combined with the very reasonable thickness and the weight makes it feel more like using a candy bar phone. Wow, yeah, that is a fingerprint sensor. Gonna be very important to make sure you move your finger around a lot on this thing. It is a tiny sensor and your thumb is, statistically speaking, probably bigger than mine. So, you know? It's so fast on their phones that it's just a non-issue to me here. It's really good. Oh, I love the sound of that hinge. Like any foldable device, I have concerns about whether or not it'll stay like this, but out of the box, feels really good. I might start using this thing once I'm done with my wing adventure. Wait, I just realized I never finished showing you guys all the outer buttons. So you got your lock button, volume rocker. Oh yeah, got the alert slider in typical OnePlus fashion. Ring, vibrate, silent, love to see it. And that's about it. Stereo speakers, there and there. Does this have the same thing as Oppo's Flip with the 360-degree antenna stuff? Because I see little gaps for antennas all over this device. They're claiming that that gives their devices better cellular reception, and we actually have a chamber that will finally allow us to test those claims. We are almost done getting it set up, but it's gonna take a little bit more time. What's nice is that those are still gonna work in stereo mode when the device is closed. Sorry, I've gotten a little bit distracted trying to do this unboxing here, but I promise you guys, that's a good thing. I am really liking what I'm seeing so far, but let's get this back on the rails. In terms of specs, it's running a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 with 16 gigs of RAM. It's got 512 gigs of storage at a price that is $100 less than Samsung's 256 gig model, and there is a lot more else going for it as well. We've got 120 Hz LTPO displays on both the outside and the inside. The outer screen is using ceramic guard glass, so it should be more resilient against breakage, and the inside is apparently using what they're calling ultra thin glass, which is, I think, another way of saying plastic. Anyone? Samsung is the only game in town for high-end folding displays like this, so realistically it's that. Which raises the question, how did they make this crease so hard to see? Like, look at that. When it was off, I'm sure you guys had no trouble making out the ripples. But with the display actually on, how impressive is that? Can you see them? Oh, I was gonna say, one advantage for Samsung is they've built a hinge that goes basically flat with no gap, but so has OnePlus. That's really impressive. This is probably the most candy bar feeling foldable when it's not unfolded. And I mean that in a really good way. Like here's the Pixel Fold for contrast. This thing is chunky to hold on to. Like you can't really get your fingers around it the same way. Also, I do not prefer the extremely short display. I don't judge it. I just don't prefer it. Definitely like to have more vertical scrolling. I'm a big reader. I read on my phone a lot, so I like to be able to scroll as I'm reading through articles. They make some other big claims about the display, like that it can handle up to 2800 nits peak brightness. Yeah, we did not measure that. We didn't get higher than about half of that. OnePlus hasn't been particularly forthcoming about their methodology for testing that. It's possible that it's an HDR mode, but that's not something that we are capable of testing at this time, and we were not able to replicate it even in high brightness mode in SDR. What we can validate is that the displays are extremely high resolution, clocking in at over 420 pixels per inch on both the inner and the outer displays, and they operate at an adaptive refresh rate of anywhere from 1 to 120 Hertz, which should help with battery life, even if only a little. And I also noticed that OnePlus doesn't have adaptive display refresh rate enabled by default. Whoa, have you guys adjusted anything on here? Was it in the natural screen color mode by default? No, it says natural recommended. That is awesome. I love to see it. I could just tell looking at the icons that they're not all color juiced. Let's fire up some Crab Rave here. See how good it looks. Oh, no, I'm not allowed to show you guys Crab Rave yet. I have to tell you about our sponsor, dbrand. Man, I went out for dinner last night with an old high school friend, and they saw my car with that stupid Damascus wrap on it. They're like, yo, what the f, dude? Had to explain the whole story. I'm like, yeah, I've got this sponsor, and we have this adversarial relationship, and like, I don't know, it's kind of like funny, and we meme on it. It's kind of weird, and they were just kind of like, okay, well, whatever works for you guys. I kind of felt like I was describing my abusive relationship to them, but telling them everything was okay a little bit. Like they just, I don't know, man. Anyway, dbrand, overpriced stickers, shortlinus.com. It's a whole thing. Let's turn up my Crab Rave now. Not bad. Very little distortion, even at max volume. Can I find a downside here? I feel like I want to go downside hunting. Okay, what else we got for specs? Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.3, USB 3.1 Type-C, so high-speed Type-C. Okay, maybe it's not dual SIM. Is it not dual SIM? Let's pop the SIM slot. SIM 1, SIM 2, dang it. I thought there was, and eSIM? Okay. Maybe the camera sucks. Maybe Hasselblad got it wrong this time. The double-click open camera sure does. Oh yeah. Given how thick it is, I'm not even expecting this to be a major downside for this thing. Really natural color profile. Definitely not compensating for that bright studio light as well as some of the phones that we've seen. Okay, this is some weird shit. The LG Wing just starts playing this music sometimes. It happened before I set up anything on the phone. Watch, I unlock it, nothing. It's nothing. It's not anything. That was not a notification. Nothing happened. Happens like every couple hours. Thank you very much, Reddit. Good job picking a phone for me. Anywho, extra dynamic range, or like, what am I? Whoa, okay, that's actually pretty cool. So you choose whether you want to juice up the highlights or not. Very cool. Oh right, I guess it's worth talking about these cameras. They're using a 48 megapixel main shooter. They've also got an ultra wide as well as a telephoto that looks like a periscope style one. Where's my specs? 64 megapixel 3x telephoto with optical image stabilization, and it's a 48 megapixel for the ultra wide. So this is a very high-end camera suite. Also, being a fold, you can use your main shooter for taking selfies, if you're into selfies. I mean, if you have to be a narcissistic douche, you might as well do it at the highest resolution possible, right? Am I in portrait mode? That's some pretty impressive bokeh. That's gotta be portrait mode. That's not portrait mode. No way. Wow, that looks awesome. Also, I don't think there's any image enhancements on by default. Man, this is like the Chinese phone trends Chinese phone. By the way, the selfie camera is 20 megapixels, total of 4 flipping cameras. Apparently the cameras aren't even the most impressive part of this whole system though. Marquez was blown away by the microphone recording quality apparently. They record in 60 FPS by default. Now that's a weird choice. I can't say that I am 100% supportive of that. I also can't say that I'm a huge fan of the way that it handles light shining directly into the lens. You can see when I turn around, my color saturation is fine, but then I come back over here and it has to contend with, yeah, that light up there, and it's really struggling. It's possible that by shading it a little bit, oh yeah, there it is. See, that fixes it. Let's listen to those mics. That. I also am not a huge fan of the way that it handles backlighting. You can see when I turn around, wow. That is really good. How many mics they got on this thing? At least 2. At least another 2. 1. At least another 1. And when it's not in a really challenging scenario, it actually looks really good too. Normally Android suffers from this like an iPhone but crap vibe when you're recording video. Oh my God, there's a 5th camera. How the heck did I not notice that before? What the crap? It also has a selfie camera on the inside. How many cameras does one phone need? This one is the 20 megapixel selfie camera. The one on the cover screen is 32 megapixels. I am loving this thing so far. Even the battery life is good. It managed over 24 hours in our video playback test. That can't be right. Is that right? 26 hours and 20 minutes. Playing YouTube videos at 200 nits, and 2.33 hours in our stress test. How can you possibly play back a YouTube video for over 26 hours? That's at 200 nits, mind you. That's really dim, and that's not doing anything else, but that's a really good result in our longevity test. The stress test didn't do quite as well, managing only 2.33 hours, but that's still reasonable considering that that's playing what? 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme? So you could game on this thing for over 2 continuous hours. Charging time, we were able to validate their claims. We managed a full charge in 44 minutes with their Super VOOP charger and an hour 23 minutes with a regular 65 watt charger. Oh wait, no, I've got something. It is only IPX4 rated. So like other foldables, it has no dust ingress protection rating whatsoever. And that's probably because of the hinge. So remember, when you got moving parts, even the device manufacturers are not as confident in their longevity. And unlike the Pixel Fold and the Galaxy Fold series, it's not rated to be submerged in water. With that said, I have personally visited a OnePlus factory and watched them putting like waterproofing gaskets into a phone that had no waterproofing rating whatsoever. And at that time, it was, well, hey, we're gonna put this stuff in. We just don't wanna talk about that. We don't want people actually putting them in the water. I don't know if that's still their approach today though. Maybe the software is a major downside. Let's try their multitasking thing. So let's get some Chrome. We're gonna, I don't know, search for ladybugs apparently. And then you're supposed to, oh, open another app to split the screen. Here we go, YouTube. I'm gonna browse the web and watch Rave because that's all I do in my spare time. No way, you can add another one? Okay, I also wanna do some messaging. Simply tap it to display. No way! This is like the ultimate Zoomer phone. Wow, that is pretty cool. And if I go home, what happens if I, okay, and there it is. But if I multitask back to, yep, there it is. You can open up that grouping again. Oh, that's super cool. Oh no, I don't even have to go all the way to the, hold on. Okay, let's go back to Chrome. I don't even have to go all the way there. I can just navigate to it from here. Yeah, totally remembers where I am too. Ooh, I am liking this. When in split view, swipe down with 3 fingers on one side to take a screenshot of that side, or from the middle to capture the whole screen. Good gravy. Oh, you have to go slow. And then that's a screenshot. Touch and hold and release. Select a region to what the heck? Okay, super cool. Okay, I just want this note about ladybugs. I'm gonna share that. Oh, we've gotta mark it up first. Ladybugs, yeah! Come on, show me there's a share right from here. Oh yeah, there it is. Boom! Ooh, me likey. Me likey the software so far. Oh, I haven't tried watching an HDR video yet. The preview is so much brighter than the playback. Why would that be? You notice that? This is not the most impressive HDR experience that I have had on a phone. Overall, I'm excited though. Like any foldable, at the price, I would hesitate to recommend it, but I'm almost certainly gonna daily drive this thing at some point just to try it out. I'm really impressed. And I don't use wireless or even fast charging anyway. I'm a 5-volt 2-amp guy. Yeah, I still think the price is a hurdle. I think that's still a solid like $300, $400 more than an iPhone. If you're buying something like this on contract, well, that might be a different story for you with a carrier subsidy, but not everybody does that. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe check out our Pixel Fold unboxing. And don't forget to subscribe to ShortCircuit.